And we're going. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of season 2 of the Bronco Alumni Show podcast on the Sud Sports Network. We're down here at Sud's Tavern today. Special guest host, David Mikell.
Hey, what's going on, JT?
Welcome to the show, man.
Good. Thanks for having me, man. This is amazing.
It's been a long time. You look great.
Thank you. You too. You
Yeah.
look like a grown man.
Yeah. Finally. Yeah. So, what do you think was preventing me from looking like a grown man before, David?
No, man, you always been a good-looking young man.
Oh, yeah, you too, man.
Thank
you too.
Thank you.
You look like you've been in shape, man. You've been working out at the gym.
No,
probably.
I just got too many kids. I don't get to eat at home.
You don't get.
So, yeah,
you don't get to work out.
Yeah, I don't get to eat, so
Oh,
I
you-
start getting all lean. Nah, I work at a gym, and so I mean it's there. So
Yeah,
you
you
know,
might as well.
might as
Makes
well.
sense. Well, today we are here to talk about the Colorado State game.
Mhm.
We have former Bronco running back David Mikell, one of the fastest guys in my recruiting class. That's a fact. And even after he blew his knee out, he was still pretty fast.
Yeah.
This guy had some yards. We're going to pull up his stats a little bit later. But also today we're going to be joined on the Bronco hotline by our normal co-host, John Hannigan. He's in Colorado. I don't know where he's at yet. Did he say where he was at?
No, he didn't say. He just said
Yeah, I
it
guess-
looks like it looks pretty good today, but
We're going to give him a call right now and find out what the scene's looking like. Hold on 1 second. Let me dial him up. All right, this is John Hannigan on the Bronco hotline.
that's what we'll say. We're live.
Shout
What
out
up,
to Jay.
Will?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, John? How you doing? You got us, John? You hear us?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm live.
Welcome to the show, episode 12. Can you believe we've done 12 of these already this year?
I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I'm a guest on my own show this week.
I know.
Exciting.
How'd you pull that off? We're
I
just
don't
getting
know.
some live tweets from Jay.
Swill.
Jay's tuning in as we speak.
Oh, what's up, Swilly?
Jay, what up?
We missed you.
Yeah, come on down. Come on down. We got extra mic we can set up for you if you want.
Get down there. 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. We got started. That was my goal today, was to just get us on the air, and we're going to.
So why don't you paint the picture of Suds for me? I'm sure it's packed with fans right now. Waiting to
Oh,
see
sorry.
Colorado
Hold on a
State.
second. Jay's giving us a call
Swill
real quick.
calling.
Hello, Jay. Are we good, man?
Yeah, bro, but damn, you're.
We were broadcasting a little early.
Yeah, I heard everything.
Oh, okay. Are we
Like,
on
oh,
live right now?
Fuck. Shit.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys are going.
Oh, wait. Hey, you can't say that. We're live right now.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you're
Right
on the
now?
show.
You on,
You're
bro.
on the show.
You
Say
on.
what's up. We got John
Oh,
on the
brother.
other line.
Oh, yes. I was just
It's okay, man.
letting you guys
Why'd
know.
your proper voice come in?
Yeah.
Yes,
You changed
I'm
your
just
proper-
happy to be
We
here. I
appreciate
just
the
want to
look.
wish the Broncos the best luck today.
All right.
Mike, what's happening, partner?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good. I was just checking on y'all. I'm gonna tune in, man. Make it happen.
All right, sounds good. We're going to switch back over to John now. Thanks for calling
sir.
in, Jay.
Love
Good
y'all.
looking
Love
out.
All right,
Later.
Swill.
Hello, John. We're back. Hello, we're back.
Oh, thanks for remembering me.
Sorry, we forgot you were a guest on your own show. Apparently, we started a little early, and everybody heard some things they weren't supposed to hear. Sorry for that little programming snafu, if anybody was offended by the language.
No.
Were we cursing? Was there
Yeah,
cursing?
apparently
going
there
on?
was cursing,
Little bit
yeah.
cursing.
All right.
But
Well, that's
we're
good.
over that now. We're past that.
It's
We're
love.
trying to move
We're
forward.
back.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, we didn't say anything mean about anybody, did we?
Definitely not. No.
Mhm.
Right. There we
GPS
go.
signal
We're
lost.
Good to go then.
Oh, lost the
My
signal.
phone is telling me all kinds of crazy stuff right now. Anyways, this is quite the interesting show so far, I gotta say.
I know. It's about as interesting as this game is going to be today between.
You think it's gonna be a blowout again?
I would hope so. I was down.
What's
I
the
was
weather?
downtown. Well, it's cold here. That's one.
Oh, okay.
There's snow on the ground, and there's a lot of angry Colorado State fans here. So they do not seem to have a lot of faith in their team. And what I gather, the vibe down here is if we didn't owe this coach $5 million, he'd be fired this year.
Oh wow.
Where are you going to be watching the game from?
I'm supposed to go down to a sports bar, but nobody will tell me where we're going to be going or what we're going to be doing. So
Okay.
I tried to get downtown and tour the town yesterday to get the vibe of what was going on.
Oh, really?
And
Are you clearly in Colorado State Ram Nation, or is it like an afterthought down there?
I just think the enthusiasm has died down. And even I asked a couple season ticket holders, I was talking to them, they do serve beer in their stadium.
And they're still not coming.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Well, that'll
That's
keep people
bad
there
to
today.
you.
And they just looked at me kind of sideways like, no, we're going to go to a bar. So I don't think they have a whole lot of faith in their team today. So
Well,
it should be it should be a blowout, but we've seen different things, and then when we predict it's going to be close, it turns into a blowout. So let's just call it a 1-point game, and we'll be good.
No, we're not gonna.
well, it's a good thing David's on the show today. He has a lot to talk about. This guy is always on the move. Ever since I've known him, he's one of the fastest guys on the team. That I would like to state that again. And yeah, he's making moves in town. He's coaching a lot of pretty big-time athletes in the MMA world and in the local high school athlete scene.
Yeah. Why don't you let him say the name of his project here and let everybody know where to find him?
Okay, so I work at it's called Rock and Armor Physical Therapy Sports Performance out of Meridian. So we have a lot of athletes, like you're saying. We've got a couple of MMA fighters that are coming up here in Idaho. One, Vida Ortega, that she's fights for Bellator, which is probably like the second level next to UFC, but mainly the women fighters that are big in that UFC. I mean, in the Bellator. And then we got Ricky Steele that was on the Contender show. He was also on another show, the one they stayed in the house. UFC stayed in the house.
Yeah.
And he's out here, and that dude's amazing. Both of them amazing, and they got big things coming up next year.
I've trained with Ricky and Vita both, and
Yeah.
they're beasts in the gym and outside. Yeah.
Vita and Ricky's intense. They're both intense, and they're special people. And when you watch and see what they do, especially Ricky, and you see how he moves, and he's a thinker, and you can see when he's moving and he's fighting and he's thinking, and he's so good at his craft and cares about it. And Vita's just a monster, man. Vita, when she comes at you, she's coming, and a lot of women in front of her that sat in front of her been hurt, so she's a monster.
She trains with the dudes. Like there's not that in most gyms. There's not that many girls training to fight. So those girls train with the men most times. And
oh yeah, she's tough, man. She's tough, and she has all brothers, and her brothers fight, and so that's kind of how she grew up in. So she's a tough girl.
Who was your first person that you trained to come over from Combat Fitness, the local alumni owned
Jesse Brock
gym here?
Yeah. So it was Vita. So Vita came over. I was training her manager's son, and so Vita came over. She had some fights before, and I think she was still undefeated. No, she had one loss by decision. She hasn't been knocked down or knocked out or anything. And then she just wanted to change up. She wanted to become a better athlete. And so they just tried it with me, and we've been together for about 3 years now.
It's a good way to cross-train without having to switch gyms or anything like that, right?
No, and then Jesse came because he was supposed to fight last couple months ago. So Jesse trained with me for 8 weeks, and obviously Ben, we talked about Ben, and it's been a good relationship with both of us.
Who are all these fighters? Specifically, we can give them proper shout-outs here.
So Jesse Brock, then we got Ben the Lion.
Lion, Hollier,
Yeah, Vida Ortega, and then Ricky Steele.
And Ricky Steele, okay. Now, do you know all their nicknames?
David, you train not only MMA fighters but all kinds of athletes. But I do have a question. Do you ever get in there? Do you ever get after it with the MMA fighters?
Oh, no. So one time Vida tried to show me how to box. One time sparring, I looked bad doing it. It's harder than you think. And I got a lot of flack because somebody put it on the internet. So no, I'm
somebody put it on the internet.
Somebody
That's
put it
dirty.
on social media.
Who was that?
It was my boss.
Oh.
And, he had Q comment. I think you Swill probably even said something. I think.
So you're not down with this sweet science.
So will you give us the link to that then, David? Do you want to give us the link to that?
I'm good.
So that could be found on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure Swill probably gonna tell you right here.
Text me the link right now. Well, here's something we found on the internet with your name on it, David. We have some stats, some Big West and some Western Athletic Conference stats.
Yeah.
So it looks like you have.
Oh, you did some research this week, Mr. Turner?
I just did it.
Well,
Yeah.
JT was there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
there.
there.
I remember all this stuff off
Oh,
the top
you
of my
did
head.
firsthand research.
Yeah.
I guess.
we ran away from JT.
Away, ran, the other side, right? Then didn't run right behind me. No,
No, it's
definitely not. I was always better
Oh,
on
so
the
you had a
backside.
good view.
Yeah.
You had a good view of the play.
Getting in people's
Nice.
way is what I specialized in. It's easier to do that on the backside. Actually, moving somebody, that's a different story.
JT was great, man.
We had we had Darren College on the other side. I mean, obviously you're gonna run behind the guy who went on to win a Super Bowl. It just makes sense.
Yeah, that was a smart choice there
Yeah,
by
I'm
the
not mad
coaching
about
staff.
it. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah,
All right.
So
You're
we
over
have some statistics. Looks like our freshman year, or no, this was your redshirt freshman year in 2000. We had 11 games, 64 attempts, 352 yards for a 5.5 average, 6 TDs, 1 reception for 9 yards.
Well, the return yards, brother. The return yards.
Return yards aren't on here.
Yeah,
This is
you
just
gotta do
rushing
your
and
homework.
receiving.
You don't remember the freshman All-American returner?
No, I don't
You
remember that.
remember
Tell me
number
all about
2
it.
in the nation? You gotta look it up.
Oh, man.
I do see here 2000, number 1 in the Big West, 28.7 kickoff return yards. Also a kickoff return touchdown.
In 2000, yeah. Who was that against?
That was Arkansas.
Ooh, that was a
Down
big
there.
one.
Yeah.
That was a big one. We talked about that game when Swill was
kicked
on.
the pylon, we had it.
Oh, man.
And Swill was in the weight room just a little more. I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you.
Well, it was literally a
Yeah.
game of inches that
Yeah,
day.
it was.
Oh, here we go. 2000 kick return. Is that totals? Yeah. 16 returns, 459 total yards, 28.7 average, and 1 touchdown. That was your only return
No.
touchdown. Oh, that's just in 2000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, speaking of touchdowns, 2003 he led the WAC in rushing touchdowns. I
Yeah,
just
that
wanna
was
point
called
that out.
that was called 23 zone, and he jumped over me. Him and Brock Forsey both jumped over me several times.
Brock was gone that year.
Well, yeah, but not that. No, but
But
he
Brock
just
was a jumper, yeah.
yeah, he jumped over the backside of 23 zone, right over me and
God.
Rob
Even if he
all
didn't
the
have
time.
to, he was going to jump.
Yeah, he could have just stepped over, but obviously it looks better when you
Yeah,
jump.
it does look better.
David wasn't
Well,
so
yeah.
much of a jumper.
No.
No.
I didn't want to fall on my net.
Yeah, he was always looking to hit somebody at the end of the run.
Oh, so more going through the pile.
No,
Yeah.
I was going around.
And
I was a
running
little
away
guy.
from it.
I was a little guy.
Running away from it
Oh.
most of the time. So yeah, Dave and Mike. See, I only have. You can look up my stats. It's a lot easier. There's only one page and there's only one line, David.
What to say? Played.
No, it says 1 reception for -2 yards.
Did you get a reception?
I got a reception that bounced off of your back at
Huh?
Iowa State. It was a screen pass to the left.
Really?
The Iowa State game. They got pressured too early, so the ball
You
got
can't get
out
no
early.
yards? Can't get no yards.
They didn't give me forward progress. That's what I'm saying. They tackled me instantly. I'm more like
So you should have been in the weight room, bro.
Why-
You got to fall
bro.
forward.
Most people are like, "That's cool." Dave's like, "You gonna get no yards?"
I'm not going to say it's cool when you got a negative.
It's a
Well, he
stat.
prevented an interception.
It's a
I
stat.
mean, there's that.
I did prevent the interception because I grabbed it right before their linebacker did.
Oh, so that's what you're saying?
It's on film. It's actually on YouTube right now. John, what
It's a-
can we cue that up? Do you know the minutes? The
It was an
marker?
ESPN. It was an
It was
ESPN
an
game.
ESPN
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on
Yep.
YouTube.
National television.
National television. The stadium announcer said my name. Dave, you didn't hear him?
Jason Turner.
You didn't hear him?
For a loss.
They
No.
said Jason Turner and immediately cut to commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. Obviously, you weren't bringing in the ratings that day.
I think I broke the camera. Yeah, probably what happened.
There you go.
I'm not as handsome as I think
There was
I
no
am.
ratings. We were playing like at 6 in the morning or something like that. That was an early game. That game was like at 10 in the morning.
I
So,
don't
like the
remember
reverse
that.
of how they are now?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it was gray and cloudy, just
It was
like today.
cold.
All the Iowa kids were used to it though. It's way colder there than it is here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we won.
Yeah, we did
We
win.
won.
That was a good game. What were your stats that game?
I don't
Dave?
know my
Let's
stats that
see.
game.
Who were
But
they
I do
doing game
remember.
stats
I
back
do
then?
remember we had. I don't know his name because we don't know his real name. He had the game of his life. Wasn't it Yanez?
Fernando.
Fernando.
He caused the fumble that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernando balled out. That was the best game he ever had in his life.
Why? Was he on?
I don't know why.
He had a
I'm
little
not
extra,
gonna go why.
He had a little extra motivation
He
that
might
game.
have had a little extra motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Fernando,
He must have known the future.
get at me, Fernando. We need to talk on the show. I'm down. Let's do it. We're gonna bring back everybody.
You bring everybody back.
Yeah. This is what this show is about. It's about connecting the people that might have been left behind by the program, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People
I
that we
got
don't.
yeah, the ones we don't hear from anymore. I love
Exactly.
it. Now, I see Bill, I see Jovan, I see Dries and Chuck and
Yeah.
Root and Swill, and it's cool. It's cool. It's cool that you're doing this. It's cool that you're bringing us back together, and it's cool that we're doing it here.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
so many memories at Suds. So
Oh.
many memories at Suds.
of all places.
It's a landmark. I
They
mean,
took-
It's a good time to remember to thank Suds as our sponsor.
Oh, I think Suds. This is the first place I've ever been to in Boise.
When you were 21, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's cool that the owner now, Bernie and Ross being the Sacramento guy, and us being from the same area, and I think we even met in high school through Dinwiddie, but we probably don't remember. But it's cool to see that he's came out here and he has this, and this is like a landmark. I mean, when we first show up here, we hear about Suds. Everybody worked at Suds.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first place most of us ever went to. We remember the Thursdays and the Sundays eating here, and so it's cool that Ross and Bernie own this now, and it looks the same and it feels the same a little bit.
Yeah, and thanks again for having us. This show would not exist without Ross and Bern and Caitlin running the show every game day.
Although they do make us move the pool table, but that's okay.
Well, we made Ross move it today. He had to
Oh
move it
wow, you
himself,
guys
yeah.
moving up.
Yeah. How do we look, by the way? Are you watching or no?
I was watching. You guys look great. I mean,
Awesome.
it was amazing.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. The regular cameraman isn't there, but somehow you got it done.
I know I'm a little dressed up for today, but we had a
Yeah, I noticed you had a tie on.
family photo session this morning.
That's why I said you
Black
look
Friday.
all grown up, man.
I know, and this is a sweet tie
That's a
that
flower.
my sister-in-law made. She made dresses for the girls and then made me this tie, so we were
So
all
all
matching in
matched?
the picture. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
it's ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah, we're all soft now.
It's gonna be-
I got daughters too. I'm soft. Yeah.
yeah. And you got how many? You
I
got?
got 2 daughters, man.
Two?
We're
Yeah.
soft. I know we're soft.
I got 2 also.
Yep.
It
you're
softened
I
me
can
right
see it.
up.
I can see it.
Although my daughter, man, she's my
Tougher
older
than you.
one. She's tough. Yeah.
Mine's tougher than me too.
She gives me all I can handle. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Nah, it's great though. You see it, man. You see it coming back to you. You see, and it changes you, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you have daughters. It makes you a little more sensitive, but it's all right.
Yeah, right. My daughter, she hurts my feelings all the time, dude. She don't care. I got to toughen up to be her dad.
Yep,
I think
exactly.
I got a little too soft in the
Yep.
first few years.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
You gotta harden it, thicken the skin back up. John doesn't know the pleasure of having daughters. He has one child, but he's a boy.
Well,
So-
John must not have enjoyed his younger life like us. Karma always comes back. to
Yeah.
us, so that's why.
That's what I'm a firm believer in that. The guys I know that have daughters, that was meant to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's. I want to notice there, Turner. I thought you were turning corporate with the tie on. I'm glad to hear it's a family.
No, it was I mean, honestly, it was such a rush this morning. I didn't have time to change, but I mean, I look good no matter
look
what
good.
I'm wearing, so
Yep. That's
I'm
what I
not
said.
I'm
You're
not
looking
too
nice.
worried about it.
Well, that's good for you.
Hide
You
behind
look,
this microphone most days, though.
Yeah, you look pretty good when you stood up today. I don't know what the shot looks like now, but
The shot.
yeah.
Oh, it looks
The
mostly
shot- oh,
the
you're
board.
doing-
The board centered. Me and Dave are pretty much splitting. This is a much better shot when we have 3 people on. Maybe Dave and I will just do the show from now on.
All right, I'll just move down here to Colorado. That's fine.
So yeah, what's going on, man? Where's the spot to be at pregame in Colorado? Where's everybody? Where are all the Colorado State or Boise State fans convening? in
like I
Colorado
said,
Springs.
there's a lot of sadness in this town. There's not a lot of excitement for what's going to happen to their team today.
I'm almost certain that there's a decent Boise State contingent that traveled, so we need to get a hold of them and find out where they're at. So, John, you can join them.
But
Do you want me to go find?
Do you really think a bunch of BSU
I think
out
there's
there?
a big travel. There's like at least 12 to 1,500 people that travel to most
Really?
games. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, probably this game because of the alcohol in the stadium. This is probably one they look forward
Well,
to.
Thanksgiving was yesterday, is what I'm saying. And this,
yeah, that would be a little bit of a downer.
And
as
it's a
far
day
as-
game.
it's
I don't
a
know if
day
Boise
game.
State fans know. They might show up at 8:30 tonight thinking that's what time the game is.
Maybe,
So.
but I doubt it. You're right. There's probably not much going on down there.
I just think the enthusiasm for both sides is let's get this over with.
Let's just get it done and go to next week.
Well, I read that.
Yep.
I read the headline. I didn't read the article, but they said Colorado State's treating this as a bowl game, basically.
Because it is. It's their last game, probably. Would they
Yeah.
have one more?
Yeah. No, this is it. They
This is
are
their
treating it
bowl
like a
game.
bowl game, but I've seen bowl games go 72-7. So, I don't know what. I actually had some inside information on the team. So I heard there was a mutiny earlier this week, or maybe late last week.
At Colorado State?
Yeah. There was some players that are very displeased with the coach, and I guess they voiced their opinions on it. So
Okay, he's
from
owed $5 million, and they're on scholarship for 4 or 5 years. He ain't going nowhere based off of what the kids mutiny. That's not gonna get him out of there.
Oh yeah, well they built this new stadium. There's a lot of things going on down here that would suggest they should be doing better than they're doing, and I think that's
They better stop mutinying against the coast and just play better.
that's just the inside information I had.
Oh,
there.
who's
But
your
I've even talked.
who's your
who's my
source,
source?
John? Yeah, who's your
I
source?
I do have a couple alumni that I talked to here.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
So, yeah, what are you doing down there? Anyways, if you're not going to go to the game or party with Bronco fans, what's your
No,
whole?
they're going to the sports bar. They wouldn't tell me which one, and then I had to come on and talk to you guys. So I might even get left here at the house. I don't even know. So I mean,
that sounds like a strong move on their part.
I know. They're kind of sick of hearing me talk. So
Have you been talking too much, John?
yeah. I've been talking up the podcast quite a lot.
Nice.
So.
Hopefully the show delivers on your promises.
Probably
Well,
not.
hopefully they're not watching. So
I'm on
Well,
here now.
I think it's going great. I don't know about you guys.
This might be the worst show you guys ever do.
No, Dave, you're local, man. You stayed in town, right? You stayed in town this whole
stayed in
time?
town, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't leave. I stayed
what?
there.
Yeah, one time we did a show at midnight from the bar. So believe me, David, it's not going to be the worst show we've ever done.
Oh, yeah, that one never made it to air, actually.
That would jump the rails quickly.
Yeah.
So
That's funny.
What are you going to be in town for the Mountain West Championship and the bowl game?
I'm actually going, man. I'm going to the Niners Saints game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a Niner fan, so I'm going.
Yeah, you're stoked about this season.
Oh yeah. I got one game in earlier this year, the Steeler Niner game, and I got to get another one in, and I'm trying to get to the playoffs too, so I'm trying to make that happen.
And you guys did drop one, so there's no like that
I mean,
undefeated.
how many 16-0 teams have there been?
Only one,
Yeah.
but that pressure is off. It's almost like a relief, right? Like we lost our one.
Nah, because now it's the meat of the schedule. We got Lamar Jackson on Sunday, and then we got Drew Brees, and then we needed that.
it does
one.
get tough.
We needed
gets
that
tough.
one.
And Seattle is right on your heels.
Seattle, and they're the team that beat us.
Yeah.
And that they end the season against Seattle?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, last week. Last week.
Yeah.
Seattle.
I think that might be the Sunday night game they move up to the
they're
last
flexing
game
that. They're flexing that
for the
one.
division. Yeah. I think it's going to come down to that game.
Yeah, they're flexing. Or it might be a Monday night game, I think.
I think they don't do a Monday night on the last week of the
Oh,
season
they're not.
to have everybody end on the same day. And gyp ESPN out of a game.
Oh man.
Did you lose it? Did I lose you?
No,
No, you're still there.
No, you're still here.
All right.
I'm just checking your facts.
Fact.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
check my facts.
Finally, we have a fact checker.
It's a Sunday. It is a Sunday game. Right now they have it on Fox at 2:25, so they'll probably flex that.
That brings up a good point there. We do need a fact checker.
We've
So,
been
David,
trying
if you
to
want
get
to
a
stick
fact
around,
checker for a
let
while.
us know.
Yeah, you could totally give us the
Or
rundown.
you could talk more and I could fact check. However you want to work this.
don't want to hear me. They want to hear you. I'll fact check.
It is a commitment,
Answer
though.
questions.
This year it was 12 weekends. It pretty much cuts your weekend in half. So I don't know how
I'm
much you
good.
value your
I
weekend.
love my weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's rough out here, but we love what we do, right, John? Don't we love doing this?
We do. I'm standing in a bathroom, calling you from Colorado. So
Why are you in a
Yeah.
bathroom?
Why is it in the bathroom?
good
It's just
acoustics,
weird.
man. It's like a. Let me elaborate on that. It's got a steam shower. We're talking 400 square feet bathroom. It's pretty nice here.
Oh, so you're doing it for the sound quality?
I'm doing it for the show. Yes, everything's for the show. You know that.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah. So
It's snowing.
I'm doing the
It's
best I can
snowing
down
here
here.
in Boise, so also snowing here.
It's starting to snow.
But I don't think we're gonna get 1.5 feet.
Well, aren't they opening Bogus up? Isn't this the rumor?
I do not know. I am not a skier myself. What about you, David? Do you enjoy the slopes at all?
I'm black.
That doesn't stop. I don't know.
Hey, Andre Banks is up there with a snowboard.
Andre Banks, Brian O'Neill,
Okay.
both known
I love those dudes, but bro,
avid
I
alpine.
don't hit that. I don't hit the snow.
I don't either, and I'm white and I don't either. So I don't know.
Well, you guys don't have to go. It's just when an inversion happens, you could drive up there and it's 40 degrees and sunny. So
Well, I see the snow coming down right now. I'm worried about just getting home. I don't like being out in the snow. I don't like driving in it. I've never been in snow until I moved here.
I love driving in it now.
I'm good.
It's fun.
Oh, well, that brings up a good question, David. We usually ask people on your process. What brought you to Boise State? You mentioned, I assume, a warmer climate you came from. So, your high school, what coach brought you here, what your recruiting was like. If you could take us through that.
Yeah. So I'm in the same class as Jason. So we came down in 1999. So I came from Sacramento, California, and then I had I had an injury that kind of derailed some of my recruitment, and it came down to Boise State and a couple other smaller 1A schools. But when we came from our recruiting trip, it was me, Dinwiddie, Justin Rente, and we all came from Sacramento. We were on the same plane, and we just clicked. We clicked on, and we were all supposed to take the same trip the next week, and we all canceled that trip and committed to Cutter that weekend. And then came here, and at first it was a change. It was a little different. Jason can tell you that it was a little different when we first got here, but it ended up, it looks different now. You remember when we first got here in 1999? The city looks different. It's starting to look more like a bigger city. It's not a big city, and when you have kids, it's a good place for your kids, and kind of enjoy this place, and it's not too far from home.
No.
So do you get back home a lot? It's a short shot.
Oh yeah, we go a lot, man. It's about it, and when the weather's nice, it's an 8-hour drive, so we go a lot.
Nice.
I know you guys are a lot closer than I. Well, it's not that much. It's almost double. It can be 16 hours depending on which way you go. To LA, but if you go the short way, it's 13.
Hey, Swill will tell you. Me and Swill, we went back to Sac one spring break, and you know how he used to drive that Honda. I think we made it in 7 hours.
Yes, man. So many stories about that guy.
Oh, dude, that's my brother, man. Swill's one of my best friends. He was in my wedding. He was one of the groomsmen in my wedding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When did you get married, David?
I got married 2012.
Okay.
2012. Yeah, so going on 8 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Married. I'm brand new. I'm not even 1 year in yet.
Yeah.
I just got married in February. Oh, speaking of that, I need to give a huge shout out to my wife, Kirsten, because
she's doing all the work right
this
now.
is week 12 of this, or not? No, it's actually there's 2 bye weeks, so it's week 14 of this since we started. But she's been my biggest supporter and taking care of the baby and my daughter Ruby while I come and hang out with my buddies at the bar.
That's it.
It's really good on her that she lets me do it.
That's
and,
cool,
and thank you so much, Kirsten. I love you, babe.
There you go.
Yeah. Now I got
Well,
that.
that's funny. My wife, when I get home from the podcast, is like, "You couldn't stay? There was nobody else down there."
Yeah.
So
no, she. Go ahead.
Oh, different tone around my house. That's all.
Yeah, you are a talker, John.
Yeah. He wants me out of there.
Just silence is nice every once in a while.
That's why we do this podcast, so I can listen to other people. I'm working on it.
Yeah, you got to really be a good listener when you're running the podcast, for sure. I mean, you do run this show. You know that, right, John?
I don't. I like to fancy myself in the mold of Ernie Johnson. I just try to steer you back on track.
It does get off the rails sometimes. You are correct.
And I'm not saying I do a good job of steering it back on track, but that's my goal.
Now would be a good time to steer it somewhere. By the way,
Steer the ship. I'm
Yeah.
kind of out of questions here. How I like how we have our meetings on here. How long you want to do this for today? All right,
Yeah, well, we're trying to get out of here. When's kickoff at? Is it at 1:30 or 1?
1:30.
Okay, so we're good until about then.
Is it still Henderson?
I hope so. I think he's.
I like him, man.
Me too. After that first game he came on, I thought I was crazy by picking, because we picked what the score was going to be and who they were going to start for quarterback last year down the show. We all picked. And I picked Henderson. Everyone laughed at me, but I was like, man, he looked comfortable and he looked calm in the pocket, and like he knew what he was doing
Yeah, he
with
got
the
nothing
offense.
to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation. I like Hank. I just think is he hurt?
I don't know. I don't know, man, but I know that ribs can take up to like 8 weeks to heal.
Yeah.
Depending. I mean, more like 12.
Especially when
really.
you hit him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the middle of healing.
It's taking some hit.
Is that what it was? What game was that? He got hit in the back.
Well, they said it was a hip, but
yeah, it was a hit when he tried to get off the bench and collapsed, and
yeah,
was that like 3 games ago?
But yeah,
that was a while ago.
4 or 5 weeks ago. Yeah.
I got to give it up to Harsin though. He's very Belichickian in his injury report. He's very
nobody knows what's going on.
Like everybody's on the injury report.
But
Nobody's
honestly,
on it.
Whose business is it? I mean, why do we need? These are kids. Why do we need to know every injury they have?
It's the media.
It's the media and the gambling.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, be quiet about it. If he wants to, be quiet. These are the 18-year-old kids.
Yeah. There's no need. There's really no need to. I mean, he did create a quarterback controversy, kind of, right? By having the young kid, the freshman start.
But Rippon did it for a year. I think Harsin, he likes certain quarterbacks. I think he likes Hank. I like Hank. Mm-hmm. I think Hank's the dude. I just don't think he's healthy.
Yeah, that's probably a lot to do with it. At the same time, when you watch Henderson in the pocket, and when you just know, you can tell that one's studied the offense for years and one has studied the offense for months.
And one's older.
Yes.
I mean, Henderson's older. He just looks more composed. I think, especially that Florida State game with Hank, I think that he was just out there just playing. Mm-hmm. I don't think he knew the game yet, and it hadn't slowed down from him yet. Because I honestly, you might agree or disagree. I think that Florida State game, a lot of that was on him. I think that was a lot of unblocked guys a lot of times. And so I don't know if he wasn't in the offense that long, so he doesn't know about the, about audibles or high reads, check downs, or maybe they were limiting him. Maybe they told him, you're here. If that's not open, run. And we've seen that before. And so, but I like him. I mean, I like what he brings to the team. I like that he's young. He's going to be here. He's going to learn. I just don't think he's healthy.
Yeah, that's a huge factor for sure. I mean, especially the fact that he's injured and young. One of his biggest attributes is his speed, athleticism, mobility, and then you take part of that away and try to limit him on how many hits you want him to take.
But he'll stand in there though. That's the thing. He will stand in there, and that's as offensive player, that's what you want your quarterback. You don't want to scare a quarterback. We don't want that.
No. What I want is I want to know
Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. We don't want that.
I want the timer in his head to say it's been 3 seconds. I need to get rid of this ball.
Yeah, get rid of the ball. And
I need to get rid of this ball.
And that's him being young.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like him. I think he's gonna come along. I just think he's hurt. And the fact that why take Henderson out? Why?
Well, I mean, and also today, if he's still remotely hurt, Hank, you're playing Colorado State. You don't need to rush him back out on the field for this.
No, but you also don't want to. If he's healthy, he's going to play. If he's supposed to play.
That was my next question for Mountain West Championship, which is next on the docket for this team. Where does Harsin go with this quarterback?
But even before that, as an athlete, you only have so many games. If you're healthy and you can play, you're going to play.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not
that's
gonna
true.
waste. It's only so many games.
There's 12 days this year, 12 days out of 365 that you get to go and play a game.
Yeah, and you only get 4 years. Lucky, some people are lucky.
50, 55
and get to go
games
play more.
maximum,
But
right?
but for the most part, dude, this is your last time ever playing again. So
Of his freshman year.
Of his freshman year.
Are we
yeah.
talking about
Well,
Hank
I'm just
still?
talking about I'm talking about Hank just in general. If he's healthy enough to play, because he's saying John was saying that why play him is just Colorado State. No, that's not how we think though, because we have a certain amount of games that we're going to play in college. If you're healthy enough to play, if you're even close enough to play, you're going to play.
Yeah, that's true. But now it's just a matter of who does Harsin have the confidence in, right?
Yeah.
Is he because it's a big. So we can assume that Chase Cord is not starting, right?
I could assume that.
We may as well assume that. So it's between Henderson and Hank.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like.
I can say I can see Cord having a package.
Oh, like a personnel
yeah,
group.
like they've done before with them. Especially because
it doesn't look like Cord's not on the injury report. So
because especially if the weather's bad, he's the runner.
Who are they? Who are they doing the direct snap plays to? Was it this year? Was that Shakir?
Mm-hmm.
That they're lining up at and then snapping directly
to him.
to him.
Kid too, man.
Yeah, he's a baller, man.
Oh, dude, we need to get that dude the ball. We need to get him the ball.
And that's another thing. What do you think about our offensive line this year, David? They're good, I think, at getting after it at the point of attack in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that, those 3 seconds, what do they try to get quarterbacks to get the ball out in? Is it under 3 or is it like 2.5? I don't remember from the 7.
Three's a lot.
3 is a lot,
Three's a long time.
So you're looking at like 2.5 seconds, basically.
But, I think the line's been great because no matter what, with our run game, we see, I love Mahomes. I love that big body. And, but that freshman, what's his name? The freshman running back.
Halani.
Yeah,
George.
He's been running, dude.
Yeah.
He's been running. So I love that. And I think that's what's going to help Henderson. I think Henderson's been taking advantage of that run game, and he's sitting comfortable in the pocket knowing that he has time. I don't think Hank, and a lot of young quarterbacks too, that come out of this spread offense out of high school throwing the ball 40 times, they don't understand how important a run game is and how much more time you'll have. And so I think in his head, he's rushing. In his head, he's rushing. And that's probably some of the pass block and seeing the pass protection scheme too. They don't have that in spread offense. They always have hot reads. And when they see a blitzer, they're throwing off that blitzer all the time, or they're throwing a swing route. In these kind of offense, we're reading that. We're reading that blitz. And so if that guy doesn't come, there's something else going on. If he does come, you're going right here.
Yeah.
And, and a lot of these young quarterbacks, they're not seeing that offense anymore. They're seeing the easy offense of the spread, running the same formation and the same routes. And so I think that's part of it too. So that's why I see a lot of young quarterbacks, unless they're playing spread, they're not going to play right away.
Would you so this is a heavy I think the offensive line has a lot of seniors on it this year.
And then I guess Cleveland's the dude supposed to be.
We got a bunch of big fellas on that squad, and they do get after it, and you could tell the run game. Well, first play of that Florida State game, they rattled off like 15 or 10 or 15.
Builds confidence.
Yeah.
As an old lineman, when you could just roll a dude,
yeah.
So much more.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that luxury very often. I was not really rolling anybody.
You were rolling, dude. You were rolling. You remember? Hey, I don't know if you remember this. In Hawaii, our last time there playing, it was actually a close game, and me and you were in. You were playing right tackle, and the dude kept getting around you that fast. He was wide trying to get around you. Kept getting around you.
That was at.
It was at Hawaii.
No.
Yes, it was.
That was Fort Worth Bowl.
No, it was at Hawaii because this is what happened. In the huddle, I came up and I was like, Turner, block your dude, and you pushed me to the ground during the game, and you pulled me out the game. Riddle pulled me, Hockey pulled me out.
I don't remember that at all, man.
You pushed me out the huddle.
That was not me.
Yes, it was.
I want to see the film. I don't remember this at all, David.
You pushed your running back.
I do remember one game at Fresno State. You came up to me after the play and told me that because I was like getting into altercation with the D tackle at the end of the play, and you were like, Jason, the ref said if you do that again, he's going to throw you out of the game. So don't do that again. And I do remember also at San Jose, there was a dual screen pass. This was at home against San Jose. There was a dual screen pass. And I went out and blocked. I got 2 for 1, and you walked into the end zone like untouched.
I remember that.
Untouched. I remember that.
I remember that. And that was the only time that Coach Hawk actually let us really be, because remember we had that recruit. I think it was Jared had said that they were say that San Jose said they're going to outcoach us. And that was the only time Coach Hot got upset. Remember, he used to pull us all the time, and they kept us in. We beat them 77-0.
Yeah.
And we got into it before the game. And I remember that touchdown when I went in untouched. I was yelling, cursing, we were celebrating. And it was 3 little kids sitting right there. I remember their dad saying,
Watch your language, Mr. Mikell. Yeah, we would get heated out there
hey,
for
don't
sure.
come on the field.
Yeah,
Stay in the stands.
it's a man's game, that's for sure. But
A young man's game.
Yeah, a young
Yeah.
man's game. I couldn't get out there right now. Maybe,
there's no
maybe.
way.
I
No
do weigh
Oh.
about the same, actually, David.
That brings a good question. David, we were talking last week about turkey bowls. Have you ever gotten out there against some amateurs to relive some glory?
Man, a couple years, no, it has to be a long while. 8 to 10 years ago, we got in the flag football league with a couple of, like Gavin and Nate Sparks. And
Okay.
I think Dre was on that team.
Yeah.
And we went out there. We got whooped. We were out there. That's when I knew we were old. We're running fade routes every play, just trying to run by the dudes. And these dudes had real teams. They knew flag football, and they're pitching the ball before we flag. And we were like, what's going on? We got whooped.
That's what happened in the Turkey Bowl that me and John played in last year. We had a bunch of old guys and me, and then there was like this squad of kids that came out and were just wrecking everything. Like,
And that's the problem. And Roberto Berger told me this like a couple years ago because I asked him why he never played ball because we used to play hoop. And he was like, man, because every time I go out there, these dudes think that I'm still the old Berto. They think I'm Michael Jordan or something, and they come at me. And that's the same thing. So every time I would go out there and like play flag football or a turkey bowl, people still thought I was 19 years old, and I was still doing it, could still do it, and it's not the same.
it's not. It's definitely not the same. That's why when we did play in the Turkey Bowl, I found out that playing defensive back is a lot similar to playing offensive tackle in the fact that you're moving backwards and punching people with your hands and trying to get them to stay on the line instead of not let them get
Until
past
they
you.
get off the line and run down the field.
Yeah, and then if I could keep them within the first 10 yards, I'd be fine. But once they broke the 10-yard mark, I was pretty much out of the play completely. But, if there was
There's no chasing anybody down.
nope, I'm not.
No,
I
at
had
this
no.
age, they don't even. My
So-
11-year-old beats me in the race right now. I give up. I tell her I'm hurt. Tell her I pulled a ham.
11?
Oh shoot. And now,
Really?
she gonna live it up. She lives
What's
it
she
up.
doing? Is she in track? Is she in?
Nah, she's not even very fast. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
She's a softball, volleyball.
Oh, okay.
But she beat her dad. She can beat her dad.
In a race?
Probably right now. Yeah. Dad's old. Dad don't like moving.
I think I might be able to take you right now, David.
You probably could. I'm not going nowhere.
How's the knees doing, man?
Man, my knees. Man, it's been also old man. So I've done my pec since we've been done. My Achilles. I've done a bunch.
You
Yeah.
busted your pec?
Oh, dude, I tore my pec wrestling with a 140-pound kid at work. We were just messing around. Tore my pec. I tore my Achilles playing in Bam Jam.
Oh man.
Yeah, and so I try not to do too much because I know I get hurt every time I do something.
Yeah, at least your office, you're not sitting down all day. Like
Nah.
I stood up too fast at my work the other day, and I've been hurting ever since. I got this bum hip. It goes out of socket sometimes, and then when it goes back in, it's like I have arthritis in that hip for like a couple
part
weeks
of it,
afterwards.
man. When you start playing when you're 6, 7 years old, and you play that long, my last surgery actually, Dr. Lewis, I said mine, he did it, and they sat me down at the end, and he gave me that talk like, you can't do what you used to do.
What?
He has a list because they've done about 4 of my surgeries. And he's like, you can't do that stuff anymore.
You can't wrestle people?
You can't do that.
So, okay, so you did your pec wrestling.
Yeah.
What'd you do? How'd you do your Achilles?
It was at Bam Jam playing hoop. It was actually with Keiko and Nawahini, his dad, his brother. And we were, actually, it was the game for the championship. And I went up for a rebound. I thought somebody kicked me. I thought Keiko had kicked me. And I
just jumping.
Hobbled off. And then, it was funny because Keiko is Boise State player. And then the nurse was one of our former teammates. Wife was the nurse that helped me with my Achilles.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say his name because he might not want me to.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have to call anybody out. We try not to. We We try not to say any names that don't
That's
want to
when
be
they're the
said.
police.
Oh yeah, especially when they're the police. Yeah. But we are trying to get. I am trying to get Deshaun down here.
He's the police.
I know.
I saw Deshaun driving the other day. I didn't know it was him.
In the truck.
He was in the truck,
In
and
the
you know
code
how
enforcement.
you know how that truck comes. You don't even look, no eye contact, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then at the last second, I saw somebody waving at me. And I was like, oh, D-Rock right there. Like, man, I didn't even pull out. I was just sitting there waiting for him to pass.
He didn't pull you over?
Nah.
If I was him, I would have pulled you over so
I would've
fast.
I would have did it too.
That'd be funny to go up behind him and flash your lights and pull him over.
Or just get out and start running.
Yeah.
Like, lights got your car. He's behind you. Start running.
Oh man.
Somehow I would think he might forget he was teammates with you at that moment.
Oh yeah, he'd probably be like, I ain't chasing him. He's just gonna use his radio or just shoot.
He could. He wouldn't have to run.
D-Rock, I'm messing around. You ain't gonna shoot me.
He wouldn't have to. He wouldn't have to run very fast to catch you anymore, right?
No, I ain't gonna run. I was wrestling with a 140-pound kid.
I know.
Surgery.
You tried running from the police, thinking, well, you'd probably fall apart.
Oh yeah, I'm in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So, David, have you looked into any low-impact sports as you get older? Golf?
Nope. I'll top golf it. I'll go top
Ah,
golf. Yeah, I'll sit there all day top golf. But that's about it.
That's it for low-impact
That's about
sports.
it,
Huh?
man. I'm a dad. I'm the dad that sits behind the dugout, or behind the home plate and yells at his kids about swinging. That's about the only active thing I do.
You don't heckle the umps?
Nah, I don't do that.
They're volunteers, John.
Volunteers.
They're volunteers.
I
'Cause
tried.
if they don't do it, then who's gonna do it? I'm not gonna do it, so I'm gonna leave them alone.
Yeah. I remember I saw a video recently of a ump walking off the field
Yeah.
and being like, forget this, I'm out of here. And then everyone was like, where are you going?
Like not getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, forget you guys. So, week 12 of the Bronco Alumni Show, brought to you as usual by Suds Tavern. Always a great place to grab a drink before, after, during the game. It's snowing outside right now. There's a few people in here. We'd love to see you come down to Suds and have a drink today. Enjoy the game. What are we till kickoff? What do we have, like
32 minutes.
32 minutes till kickoff? Our show's been going. We've been running for 47 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
How long's the show?
We're going
Try to make it an hour.
An hour. It goes between. Our shortest one was 45. Our longest one was 2.
Oh, okay.
But
so
most
we
of them
already
are
beat the
about an
shortest.
hour and 15. Yeah.
All right.
Chuck Hayes
he can
was.
talk.
Yeah. Well, we had him. Okay. Our first episode this year, Florida State, right?
Uh-huh.
We had Chuck in the studio.
Oh, the 9:30 game.
Yeah. We had Chris Ricks, my former high school teammate, former Florida State quarterback, call in and give his opinion of the game. And we had Ellis Powers call in from the sideline.
Okay, Ellis.
Of the, oh God, I don't remember the name of the stadium now. Anyways, from the game on the sideline, he was hanging out with all the guys over there. So it was an action-packed show. We got it done in 45 minutes, and it was our highest rated show so far, maybe.
Really?
Or second highest rated.
What's the highest one?
The highest one was when Chuck Hayes came on the second time.
Man, I love Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck and Tom,
That was
man.
a
You
good
get
one.
him and Jarrell together.
Oh yeah, he told us we haven't had him on in a while. He was pretty much our second co-host for a while.
And Chuck will do everything.
Yeah.
I coached with him at Timberline, man, and I love Chuck. We had a good time. It was probably my funnest time having coaching. It was with Chuck. Chuck's
He
a good
loves
dude.
football, period.
He loves
He
it.
loves
has-
NFL. He
has
loves the college.
He has the women flag football league. And
all of it.
Coaches that team, and he's always connected with that team. And yeah, Chuck's all into football.
Shout out to Chuck Hayes, the golden years teammate from the Kellen Moore years, as he likes to call them.
Yeah.
The 50 and 3.
Both-way player.
Yeah, 2-way. Well, no, he didn't play both ways. He started off
Just
D-line.
not at the same time.
Yeah. Just never. Yeah, it's not like he was playing both sides and healthy at the same time.
He has two perspectives, though, on
It was
the game.
more like he was D-line and then he got hurt and moved to O-line.
Is that what happened?
Well, no, it's more complicated than that. He'd be mad at me if you heard me describe it like that. I'm sorry, Chuck. But you know how it is. You lose a step maybe when after that knee goes, right?
Yeah, you do.
How do you get it back, Dave?
You don't.
You don't?
You don't. Now, maybe nowadays they do. But
Yeah.
back then, nah. You don't. It was just get away to a ski trip. That's about it.
A what trip?
Man, Dr. Wade the Blade.
Oh.
Everything.
Yeah,
During the winter, he's doing all those
Oh
surgeries.
man, he. I don't know. I never met him.
Yeah, oh,
I
really?
never met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet. Haven't
No,
met
he's
him yet.
retired. You ain't gonna meet him.
Yeah. Well, he's got that retirement
He
money
got that retirement. Yeah.
saved up. He did a lot of surgeries,
Yeah,
I've
he
heard.
did.
Shout out to Doc Wade.
Wade the Blade.
Love to have you on the show sometime as well.
He'd probably be mad.
He would be
Calling
mad.
Wade the Blade.
I know.
He can't
Apparently
be mad
he-
if he cut you.
Apparently, he's done a lot of good things in the community
yeah.
as well that
Oh,
I've heard
yeah.
of. Yeah. ISMI, though, that's a heck of a facility.
Oh yeah, it is.
They take care of the Broncos.
Take care of them. They take care of a lot of people. You know, with our physical therapy, we get a lot of people that either done surgery there or they'll refer people over, you know, that live on that end of town. So they're busy. They're super, super busy.
And our training staff as well kept us on point.
Oh, yeah.
There was no doubt that they were going to do everything they could to get you ready to play. But, man, it's been a long time since I went in to train with Jesse and Vita and Ricky and all those guys over at SBG Combat Fitness. Do they ever talk about how I used to come in, but how I need to go in again, or they don't even mention me, right?
Nah, they didn't mention you, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't think so.
They mentioned Schumann, though.
Schumann? Well, he's in there now. He's in there paying the tuition now.
His wife, I guess, is big into it. I'm just messing with you.
But
His wife is big into it, I guess. And I saw him, and he ran to him, and he said the same thing. He's like, oh, yeah, talking about Ben. And next thing I see, that he's actually there doing some workouts. I wanted to. I've told Vita, I told Jesse I wanted to, but then I went to go watch some classes, and I was like, nah, I'm too old for this. I'm good. I'm just going to stick to my Olympical.
Yeah, I've gotten there's definitely a price that you pay, but at the same time, most of the times when I've been injured down there, it's because I thought I was tougher than I was, and I wanted to, hold on to this dream that I wasn't in a compromising position, or I could flex and bust out of it, or you know how it goes.
Nah, it don't work that way.
No, it
anymore.
doesn't. Those guys are technicians.
Yeah, once
down
they
there.
got you, you going out.
Yeah.
You're sleeping.
You're falling asleep, or your knee's going to be facing the wrong way, or your elbow's going to be gone.
That's a lesson, too. You think, because Ricky walked around here, he looks like he's 150 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Little, but then
soaking wet.
But they'll choke you out.
Real fast, man.
Real fast.
And it kick you in the head, and you won't even see it. Like, you'll be like, which one?
Which one
just
you
like,
got? The rush hour?
Yeah,
Which
just
one
like Chris Tucker. Which one of you guys hit me? Exactly. Just that same thing.
Yeah, but I just love the fact that, the boys stayed around here. Like Jesse has his business here, and then just they were around here. Chuck's coaching, and we got coaches that were Ian's coaching. You got Sherman just won a state championship at CUNA. He's coaching. Holtree.
Vine. Banks.
Everybody's around here still coaching.
Root.
I just love it.
Nick Kalaikai.
Kalaikai, yeah.
All these people.
Kalaikai. Every time I see Kalaikai, I always see him at Lowe's or Home Depot, and he always acts like he don't know me.
I know, me too. Me too. I saw him at the game. I saw him at the Capitol game. I understand he acted like he didn't know me in front of his players, or like in front of
like,
parents
Nick,
and
you
stuff.
Act like you love us, man.
I know. Wasn't he the highest scorer in
Oregon, Oregon football?
Well, Oregon football in high school, but I'm saying like in the NCAA.
Oh, was he?
We got that dude a lot of points, David.
Yeah.
You think about it.
You remember the special team meetings, and we'll start doing a field goal, and every time he'll kick, Swell will go,
Oh my God! Thank you for making me remember that, because I did not remember.
Oh God! Every time he'll time it up.
Those special teams meetings, man.
Oh, Hockett, yeah, dude.
With Coach Hawkins, good old Coach Dan
Coach
Hawkins.
He's at UC Davis with Tux over there.
Wes?
Well, no, he's at Cal Poly with AT now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's over there. I talk to Wes pretty often. Wes is my dude.
Man, that guy. We need to get Wes to call into this show. He would put on. Yeah, that would be a heck of a show. He'd do his rock impersonation. Remember, that dude was into some wrestling. Remember?
Wes is old now.
Oh yeah.
Wes is old now. He's old.
Old? Well,
Yeah,
so
Wes
am I.
is old.
We're all
Wes-
old, Dave.
Wes,
What do you
remember,
mean?
You remember his dad? Wes is his dad now. Remember his
Charles?
dad? Charles, remember Charles?
Yeah.
That's Wes. Looks
Ju-
just like him, everything.
Talks just like he used to talk just like him back then.
Yep. That's Wes right
Wes
now.
will tell you what the cold part is.
the cold part
I'll
is.
tell you what the cold part is
Cold,
all
he
day
still
long.
say that?
Oh yeah, I know he does.
He still does. I talk to him all the time. And he's still there.
Man,
Yeah, I love Wes.
good old crazy Wes, man.
Yeah.
That guy had some games. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember when he went off at BYU? Yeah.
And then popped the beer can in
in
the
the end zone.
Dancing out the
Never
sideline.
forget that.
Never forget that. I will never forget. I don't know if Wes remember this, but remember he lived with Mark on the Bakun, and there was a day where Mark owed him like rent money, and Wes kept hitting him the whole day. Like, and he was like, "I better have my money," you know.
Taking it out on him in
They're
practice.
going one-on-one. And Wes is hitting him. Mark like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I want my damn money."
Give me my rent money.
Give me my money. That was Wes.
Wes was he was my neighbor in the dorms. Him and Lausma were my neighbor in the dorms in A-Wing,
Yep.
next to Swinney and myself.
Wes's dad, Wes's family's from Sacramento, so I met Wes before we got out here. We was
Oh.
actually we were at Trent's house, some in high school in Dinwiddie, and I went out to Elk Grove, never really been out there, and all these rich people.
Yeah, Elk Grove, right?
Yep, and Wes showed up. Was hanging out with me, him, Lorente, Lundeen, Dinwiddie, just hanging out.
In high school? I thought Wes was from
he's
not
from
Tacoma,
Washington.
Federal Way.
Yeah, he's from Washington, but his family lives in Sacramento. His dad's from Sacramento, so they were there visiting.
And were you already committed to Boise State?
we were all already signed, so we all
okay.
linked up. I think we even called Juice, but Juice never came out. He was in Stockton. He never came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I met Wes, and we hung out all night, and we came out here and had a good little connection.
Man, do you remember that? Do you remember our freshman year, how crazy that was?
Oh man, Travis gave him crap for showing up with his girlfriend. Him and Juice were like, "Why you guys showing up with a girlfriend?"
Wes?
No, Travis Berger.
Oh.
Remember he came on his recruiting trip with his girlfriend.
No way.
Oh yeah, we were like, "What are you doing?"
I know exactly why his girlfriend came out with him. If I was
You thought Johnny be good?
If I was Travis' girlfriend, I would come out with him too to the recruiting trip.
Oh yeah, but that was a good year, man. We were close. We were all pretty close, and even to this day, when I went to lunch with Swenson and them, and it was just like, back 10, 20 years ago.
We got to get Swinney on the show next. I want him on the show. He could.
Swinney knows everything about everybody. Swinney was there for everything. Because he was the dude that got along with everybody on the team. So he was there for everything.
Man, he was my roommate in the dorm. He knew a lot about me, that's for sure. I knew a lot about him, though, too. So I got dirt on you, too, Swin, if you ever want to start slanging it.
Oh, whoa.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Swin.
Yeah, Swinney.
The A-Wing, room 304.
There you go. Well, you two sound like you're having a great conversation, so I think I'm going to bow out and get out of here.
We need your pick. We need your pick, and we need
42-14.
No, man, you're supposed to think about it. Usually we milk picks for like 10 minutes, man. What are you doing?
42-14, Henderson starts. All right, good night. Tell me how it is.
They're leaving them. They're going to the sports bar.
They're leaving right now? Is that what's going on?
They're yelling at me, man.
Okay.
I heard somebody earlier in the background.
All right.
Yeah,
so
like,
give us your what's the flow of the game going to be like? Fast start. What's your first half score going to look like, John? 42-14. Second half.
Up? Oh no, he's still there.
What's the first
I'll
half
go.
like?
Well, if Henderson plays, I'm going to go 28-7 at the half.
Then who else played? What was the 34?
Well, the 42.
No, that's the first half. That's final score.
28-7 at the half. 42-14 to end this game. It's going to be clean. There's going to be no field goals. Just touchdowns and extra points.
Okay.
All right.
And
I can accept that.
Oh, I think the over is 57. So let's see, 42-14. Yeah, I'm Vegas. I'm right on it. So.
Right on it. So what is he going, the over or under? Which one?
I'm going under. Okay. I think it's at 55. No, 57.5, 58. It's probably moved a little. I know the spread was 14 to start. It's down to like 12.5. So if that helps you.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for opening pick, John. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that too. David, it was great talking to you, meeting you over the air.
That was cool, John. Thanks for having me on the show.
And,
yeah, I appreciate it. It's Turner's show. He just lets me hang out. So.
Enjoy your family, John, and you can have the rest of the night off.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hold it down.
We'll
Good
do.
See you,
luck.
John.
See ya.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was John Hannigan, our co-host of the Bronco Alumni Show. He's down in Colorado, getting ready to go, taking the game at Suds, the Suds of Colorado Springs. Hopefully they run into some Broncos. Hopefully the Broncos show up today.
Yeah.
In the first half, that's one thing I've noticed as a theme this year was kind of getting off to a slow start, and then really kind of, you could tell Coach Pittman's got them in shape at least.
Yeah.
Whether or not they
haven't, like, especially in the beginning of the year, the second half. The first half, we're giving up points. Defense didn't figure it out. Second half, they were shutting people out.
shutting them down.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's what you want to do. You want to finish strong, and at least they had that going. Now just got to pick up the start, and they got a run game. They're coming out. The last couple of games, they started good, and obviously Henderson's gave them a spark. So I see it being favorable today, and it's being a good game. Just get the run game going. Get the run game going, get out of there, and get ready for Hawaii.
Yeah, get in and get out like a SWAT team and attack the championship game against Hawaii. Man, okay, looking ahead to Hawaii. We played Hawaii this year already.
Yep.
We beat them.
Yep.
At home.
Yep.
This one's also going to be at home.
Yep.
How do you think that one's going to shake out, David?
No, I don't. I went to the game last year. It was cold.
The championship game?
Yeah, it was cold and snowy.
Oh, man.
And now I'm pretty sure it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. Yeah.
And they want to throw the ball. And you know how it is trying to throw in the cold.
The ball's a little bit slipperier.
It's going to be cold. And they're coming from Hawaii.
Yeah.
I think the weather's going to play a part in their offense.
The weather should play a part. I mean, it should have played a part in the game against Fresno last year.
Nah, I think it was more motivation. Because remember, we had just beat them. It's hard to beat a team twice.
True. Very true.
That's motivation. Think about it. Every time you lost, you wanted to go right back.
Yeah, you're right. Although I never lost a game that I actually started in, though, David. So I don't know what that's like, really, to be honest with you. If those ones were on you guys.
So only if Hawk knew.
Yeah,
Hawk
yeah.
should have known. Start Turner, we gonna win.
We're gonna win every time. Yeah, he should have known.
He should have known.
Strasser knew. I think Coach Strasser knew. Coach Pete knew. I think, but Hawkins didn't pick up on it. But
No.
you mentioned having to beat a team twice. I'm not good with the way the scene looks as far as the group of 5 rankings, but Memphis is ahead of us.
And Cincinnati.
And they're going to play each other twice in a row here, aren't they?
Are they playing each other twice?
I think they're scheduled to play each other this weekend, and then they're going to play in their conference championship. They're already shoo-ins for the conference championship. So that gives both teams ahead of Boise State an opportunity to lose before the selection happens.
Or get somebody to really separate themselves if they win twice.
Yeah, winning twice would be ideal for those teams, obviously, but it's hard to win twice, like you just said.
Yeah.
So there's a little glimmer of hope that we're going to make that playoff game. A glimmer.
Yeah, man. It's a little glimmer.
Yeah.
It's small.
It's a long shot.
It's a long shot.
But,
It is a long shot.
And I had this thought earlier this week that if they do beat each other, so one wins the championship, should they drop it all? Because the only people that are beating them are themselves.
I think if they split, we can get in there.
You think?
Yeah, but we got to take care of business. If they split, we can be in there. We'll be in there.
We're looking ahead 2 games right now, so we'd have to win tonight and the championship. Yeah.
So based on if Memphis wins today, we need them to lose next week, and that gives them 2 losses. So at least both of them will have 2 losses.
Yeah.
And so they'll put us in there and be at a Cotton Bowl.
Man, a Cotton Bowl.
Yep.
We have never been to that one yet.
No, we haven't. We only get to go to Fiesta Bowl most
Whose
of the time.
world?
Jerry. It's in Cowboy Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
Mm-hmm. Lord knows we could use the money.
Yeah. We define
I'll mess
we.
it.
Yeah.
We don't see nothing.
Define we.
Oh man.
Maybe we'll
Just
get
another
that.
parking lot.
Maybe that class action lawsuit finally will come through. Right? On the money they owed us for all the money they made.
Oh, I thought people got paid on. I never got into
I
it.
never got paid on that either. But I got a letter from a lawyer
Yeah, I did
saying
too.
I
didn't
got
jump
something, but
in.
I didn't claim nothing.
Yeah, if my money's out there, please give it to me.
Yeah, like unclaimed tax returns, Dave.
Something. I need something.
Something,
I need something.
something to help his knee feel better,
Yeah.
preferably. can you replace this knee?
Yeah, or just give me some money.
Just give me the money.
Pay a bill.
How much do you think the NCAA could cut if they cut you a check today and said, how much would it have to be for you to feel like, okay, we're square?
Man, that's hard. Cause not so much what I feel like I'm worth, what I know what they're making. They're making like 19 billion a year.
Billion?
Billion.
That's the
Billion.
Is that
And
like the ad revenue, or does that include merchandise?
We were living off of ramen, still going to workouts 40 hours a week, damn near killing ourselves with no food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, man. I don't think there is a number. I don't think there is a number.
Could you put a number? Okay, this is something we talked about last week. A question that I like to ask guys. If you were asked to play on the Boise State or any college football team,
Mm-hmm.
but you knew there was no scholarship, you were still going to have to pay for your school, and there was no like NFL shot at the league. It was just like, we're just going to start a football team. Just could you imagine how football was when it first started up?
Mm-hmm.
There was just a bunch of guys that started playing this game and would just get together to play each other for no monetary or education benefit at all. Would you still have played, considering the fact that there was all the perks that came with it, the attention, the not fame, but the glory, the camaraderie of playing and sweating and grinding all year with your brothers and getting it done on game day?
Yeah.
Is that not enough? Is that not payment enough for what we went through?
I mean, I would do it, but I probably wouldn't left home. I probably would have stayed with my people in Sacramento because those dudes I grew up with, playing with, and I think we would have had the same idea. I probably wouldn't have left for Idaho to do it, but I would still play. Yeah.
You would still play the
Oh,
game. Yeah. Because it's fun, right?
Yeah, you start playing when you're 6 years old, man. I'm watching my uncles play, playing at Grand High and being stars. And I watch, the neighborhood kids play, and you see the dudes that make it to college, make it to the league, come back, and you play. And we actually played. Like, we'll go to the field and play football. Now, like, now we'll play in the street. When a car comes, car timeout. We were doing that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would have still played. I wouldn't necessarily came up here.
Yeah, that makes
but,
sense.
Yeah, I would still play.
You'd find somewhere to play. That's good, man. I feel the same way. How did you know that football was a sport that you want to play? Were you a multi-sport athlete?
Yeah, so like everybody else, I thought I was a basketball player until I wasn't going when I couldn't shoot and didn't have the handles, play point guard. I was only 5'9", but I knew when I got my first letters, and also the Oregon State recruiter showed up to my school, and so that was the day when I was like, all right, I'm gonna play ball, I'm gonna play football, and I stopped playing basketball. I was playing here and there for fun, but football was the focus.
We talked about basketball with Tim and Dre when they came on earlier this year. We talked a little bit about some of the receivers that had skills and who would win like a skills competition.
Yeah.
Who had the nicest shot? It came down to Tim Gilligan and Andre Banks. Wait.
Swill, I could have sworn Swill was getting recruited for basketball.
Swilly, they said Swill could jump out the gym basically, but I don't know. No one's commented on his shot.
And Juice could shoot.
Juice, they said Juice had handles and could shoot as well. But I was asking of the receiver group.
But you're dealing with receivers. They're all going to say
I'm the best. Yeah, I'm always open, and I'm the best. I got the best J for sure. But they said Chris Carr had some nice handles.
He wasn't a receiver.
He wasn't a receiver though, but it kind of got busted down to like who guys that you actually played basketball with in college. You know what I'm saying, that you played with or against or whatever.
I didn't play. I didn't really play.
Mm.
No, so
I played, but we played. We had O-line. We had after I was done playing football, I played basketball with a couple of my O-lineman buddies, like Kellen Wright, and maybe Kishpaw might have been down there for a couple games. But we would go down to the rec center and play hoop. And actually broke my foot the year after I got done playing. I broke one of the, the last bone in your foot right out here,
Uh,
and I got a screw in it still from playing pickup game of basketball at the rec
yeah,
center.
see, we're old.
The
That's why I
year
don't do
after I
nothing.
got done playing in
That's
2004.
why I don't do nothing.
Immediately, once you get done playing football, you're
You,
officially
s-
old
you're
after that.
old.
Yeah.
And you start breaking down.
and
So you gotta be
then
careful.
and then 20 years later, you're still old. It doesn't get any better.
Still to feel
It
the
only
same.
gets worse.
Still feel the same.
You still feel the same
Still
as you
feel.
do after you got done
Nah,
playing?
I feel better.
You
I
feel
feel
better?
way better. You know, it's funny because a couple years after I got done playing, I had like aches and pains, and I went to a chiropractor, and she took these X-rays, and it was something simple. I had some ribs out. She just put them back in.
Oh, wow.
And she sat me up, and she told me, she's like, this is the problem with athletes. You feel like you're not supposed to feel like that. You guys, we battle through these injuries and these pain, and we don't even know how it feels to be 100%.
Yeah.
But we're not supposed to feel these pains, and that's when it hit me. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm not supposed to feel like this. Regular people should not have pain in their neck and their back and their knees.
Yeah.
And so I started working on. That's when I started working on myself. Started trying to, try to educate myself how I could feel better, how I could move better, how quality of life. And I've had health issues in my family. I had my aunt drank herself to death
Oh, no.
a couple years ago, and so. When you become a parent, you start to realize that stuff, and you start to feel better. And I tell my kids now, because they're always asking me, "Why you eat oatmeal every morning? Why you eat this? Why you always working out?" I'm like, "Well, because I want to be able to hang out with my grandkids, and
Yeah.
I want to be able to run around with them, and that's where I'm at now."
That's good. I mean, it doesn't. Hopefully, we don't get injured when we're running around with our grandkids.
That's the goal,
right?
isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
That's the goal. Stay here as long as possible, man. Stay here as long as possible with your babies.
So when you say you started working out and taking care of yourself better, is that where Rock and Armor kind of came from?
I actually started at another place. I'm not going to promote anybody else.
Oh, you don't have to, no.
I started with, it was Jared Hunter. He was working at a place, and I had just moved out to Meridian. Me and my wife bought a house and was out there, and I was just going to the gym, and he was there. I was talking to him, and it was Levi Madrietta that played at BYU was working there, and they were doing like a certification that weekend, and the lady that was their boss, who's a friend of mine now, Annie, she was like, "I'll hire you if you want to make it this weekend," and that's how it started.
wow.
So it was Jared Hunter.
Wow, Jay Hunt coming through.
So he every once in a while he'll hit me. He's out in California living his life, but yeah, he went through the aches and pains too. That after football, and
Didn't he get injured in
leg.
season, right?
yeah, the leg.
Yeah.
It was like we were on the team. Remember, he got hit. We were doing a special team kick return. I had the ball, and we were in the stadium. There was nobody in there. We were just practicing. And I think it was Brad Lau fell into him, and we heard that snap that echoed in the stadium. And Mike Sanford was holding. Remember, Mike Sanford was holding his leg.
No,
And the
I don't.
ambulance. We moved down to the other end. The ambulance and doctors came.
Was it a compound fracture?
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Dude, Brad Lau popped. He ran into Kellen Wright on a candy dish. The 2s and 3s when they get together on like Sundays and have scrimmage. So the backup scrimmage, Brad Lau ran into him and popped his Achilles. Like kicked him in the Achilles and broke his Achilles. Brad, you need to be
Brad
more
was
careful
just
out there.
All muscle, man.
All straight ahead, downhill all the time, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, top 5. Now that we're here, top 5 BSU running backs.
Okay.
Not named David Michael.
Yeah, these are my top 5.
Yeah.
So I'm not going off of stats, not going off of people I know. I'm going off my favorite ones to see with the ball. Okay? So I'm going to put Brock number 1. And these only ones, so this edge defender, he's obviously up there. The only ones I've seen. All right, that's what we're doing. So obviously Brock. I love watching Brock run the ball. Brock was tough. My favorite one probably was, I forgot his name. He was, not DJ. He was with the Bucks, and then he asked for his release. He's still in there. He's still in the league every once in a while. I'm sorry, man. And he was one of my favorite ones to watch.
Russell Martin.
No. Doug's the best. Doug's the best. I'm going to give Chuck. Doug is the best.
Doug.
Doug's in the top 5. Doug, and he's in Northern California. Boy.
Yeah.
So I love watching Doug run the ball. I love watching DJ Harper run the ball. I love watching Jay run the ball. I'm sorry, dude.
What? Yeah, look him up. It's okay. It's not a big
Because he
deal.
moved from receiver to running back, and he ended up getting drafted by the Bucks. Cutter had him out there. Can't remember.
We're gonna
dude.
pause the show.
good.
We're
Nah, we
gonna
don't need to
stop the
pause.
show until we find
But-
out who it was.
But Doug, in my opinion, Doug is the best running back to come through here. And then watching Brock, seeing Brock run the ball, he's probably the second best. But Doug was my absolute favorite one to watch. If he was able to play running back his whole time there, he probably would smash all the records.
Who? Brock?
No, Doug Martin. Remember, he
Doug.
kept going from like safety, the
Yeah.
linebacker, man, it's gonna bother me too.
I know.
'cause,
That's why we're gonna stop. This. We're gonna shut it down until we figure it
It's
out.
gonna
Otherwise,
bother me. Oh, he also played for the Raiders and my Niners. Doug Martin. Oh, Jeremy McNichols. McNichols.
Oh yeah, that was not too long ago.
No.
Dude, the string. It's like a solid string of
Yeah,
NFL
then
running
we
backs
had
going.
Avery. I love
Avery.
watching Avery run the ball.
Madison,
We had Ian. Only reason why I didn't put Ian. No disrespect to Ian. That was a ridiculous old line.
Oh yeah.
That was a ridiculous. Ian, you are a top 5.
Those guys came in
but,
when I was finishing up.
dude,
And
that
they
was
were,
a ridiculous old line. And I seen what they had, what they did, and they just
Yeah, his
rolled
junior
guys.
year was much better than
my
his senior
Lord.
year, right?
Oh my Lord. And then I got Jason Turner for my right tackle.
What does that mean?
Oh, that's what you. I love it, man. We had so much fun.
What was it like running behind an undersized right tackle, Dave?
I was undersized center too. Remember we had.
Oh, yeah,
Clay
we had-
McLeod got hurt. We had Tyrone, who lives around the corner from me, still my boy.
Ronnie
we had
Rone.
the shortest O line probably in the country.
Yeah, it was MJ. Everyone was. Me and Darren
Like
were the
6
tallest
foot,
ones.
yeah.
I think it might have been the tallest guy.
So Dinwiddie could see right down the middle of the field because he could just
Yeah,
see
we
over
had.
his.
It was me, Tyrone, MJ, Doug McLeod, or
No, Mike McLeod.
Mike McLeod. We call him Doug though.
Yeah, and then
And then
Clayton Adams would come in.
When Doug, yeah, because
McLeod was hurt, and then Clayton would come play guard. He would rotate in.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the bowl game, Clayton played guard.
How
We
about
had
Clayton, dude? He's like the old line coach. He's
killing it,
the
man.
Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, he's gonna be a head coach one day. Well, hopefully they don't get fired over there in Detroit, but
hopefully not.
yeah,
I don't
but
think
Patricia's doing good. I'm just you know how it
Yeah,
goes sometimes.
the NFL is a
NFL,
volatile
yeah, and my
coaching
offense ain't looking good.
environment.
They'll get rid of.
They'll get rid of you for a one season sometimes.
Oh yeah, it
or
happened last year.
just a few games, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my top 5.
So you had Brock,
Brock's in there, no order. Brock,
McNichols.
Doug, McNichols. I'm putting McNichols in there because I had Jay
Okay.
Ajayi in there. Put McNichols in there. Doug, Brock, McNichols. They had DJ in there, Harper.
and Jay.
And I'll keep Jay in there. I'll keep Jay Ajayi in there.
Or Avery. Remember Jeremy Avery?
Peanut, yeah.
He doesn't like it being called Peanut.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. Then
No.
who started calling him that?
Offensive lineman started calling him that, and then
Well, I thought the old line called you something that sticks.
no, not after those old linemen leave, and you didn't never like that name, and you're a senior now, and you're like, man, don't call me Peanut no more.
I'm sorry, Jeremy Avery.
Yeah.
The bowl game, Hawaii Bowl MVP. I remember that.
That guy could run, man. They all
Man, we get some backs here, man.
and we get some old linemen too here.
We get some old linemen. We get some running backs here. We get some old linemen here.
That's one thing that people think that Boise State is because we put up some crazy passing numbers in the past.
And we get DBs.
Oh yeah.
This was
DBU.
like lightweight DBU for a while.
Yeah, it was. Well, the safeties, right? There's a string.
Safeties. We had corners.
We had corners, but we had.
But the
It went to
safeties-
the league. It was Chenard and Q
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chris
And
Carr.
you had Gerald Alexander, Orlando,
man.
Kyle Wilson. I mean, it just keeps going. It keeps going.
Yeah, we've had some players here over the years for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and it all kind of started with really basically yours and my class, David.
It
when
did.
you think about
I
it,
tell everybody all the time. When's the last time Idaho beat Boise State? The year before we got
the
here.
year before we got here.
Yep. Is that a coincidence?
I like to take full responsibility for that
Oh,
anytime
yeah.
I can.
With all my game balls that I've gotten, I usually send them to my mom. I got one.
Which
I got
one did you keep?
Oh, Idaho one.
Idaho?
The last time we played in that terrible Kiwi dome or whatever, that dome up there.
I didn't. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I never played a single snap against the University of Idaho.
What?
I know. I made it out of
I feel
here
sorry
all
for
5
you. You
years
know how
without.
much confidence you would have got playing
I
against
know.
me?
I thought I was invincible.
It been like that something about Mary.
Especially there's some games when I know I could have played because I was watching someone in front of me
Oh, it's like,
get their
yeah.
lunch eaten.
It's like when you varsity and you did that little scrimmage with your JV before the season started. You knew you were going to roll, and that's how it was.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I could have had the privilege to play in the Kidney Dome, but I did not.
It was terrible.
It looked like it was dangerous out there. The
It was
carpet being all
dangerous.
rolled up.
That's probably why we had those issues that we have now playing on that thing.
Ah, man. I'm glad that we don't have to go in there anymore.
Well,
Maybe
do they even have it in football still?
they do. They're like 1AA. They're like in the Big Sky or something.
Oh,
like
they were
that.
in the high school state championship last week?
Yeah, I think CUNA beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
right?
you go, Sherm. Way to go, Idaho.
Way to go,
U of I.
Sherm. Way to go, Coach Sherm. Sherm Blazer.
Man, state champion, man.
That's awesome.
And then what Ian did at Timberline this year, won their first playoff game. You know, and then obviously Kulik over at Rocky, they're all Boise State guys over there. Man, we're all around.
Yeah,
we got this.
There's going to be some big things in Idaho high school football coming up here, I think.
Hopefully.
With all these guys that we know that were just outright ballers that are now coaching. And and really those guys really love the game, I want to say. And not only that, but they all played it the right way. Aggressive.
And dude, they're good people. Ian, when I coach for Ian does not allow cursing. Coaches, players, there's no cursing.
That's good.
He's doing it the right way. He was like, that's the way I was coached, in high school, and it works. It works. And so those kids are so respectful at his program. You don't have to worry about grades, time. They're respectful. They do what you ask, and they're going to work hard, and they play good. And Chuck's there, too. Chuck will tell you, those are some good kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Chuck and Ian are both amazing human beings. When you look at who else is over there, T-Hall?
T-Bone's over there.
Who else? There was one more. I know they have 4 of them.
Oh, man. Sean Sykin's brother's there.
Oh, okay.
Chad Sykin. Hunter White's brother's there. He's the OC there. So I think every single one has like connections with Boise State.
Are we looking 1:30? Did they kick it off already?
Oh, game time.
Is that over there?
Yeah, they don't have it on yet.
No. Well, it is game time. It is about kickoff time.
Yep.
And my wife and daughter are expecting me home any day now, any second now. I haven't been gone for days. Just a matter of hours.
Thanksgiving was yesterday.
I know.
So I hope
We
you're
went and
home.
had our family pictures taken. That's why I'm all fancy dressed up.
There we go.
Well, everybody, David, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on, man.
If there's, I'm not going to try to cut you off right now. If there's anything else you'd like to get out, but before that, I would like to hear your game prediction. Who's going to start at quarterback?
I think we're going Henderson, man.
First half score?
I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as people think. I think the weather's going to play a part. So I think probably the first half, we're probably going to be at 17-6, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end of the game, I think I don't think we're getting more than 34. So I'll say 28-17.
28-17.
So it's going to be closer than you think.
Yeah, I think that they really ought to try to rest up as many people as possible this week and trying to heal those people recovering from injuries and stuff. So I think that they're going to take their foot off the gas. It's not going to be like last week. So I think the first half, they're going to get after them. It's going to be 21-3 at the end of the first half, and then we're going to score 14 more. So it'll be 35 and 35-10 is my final.
Well, don't sleep on them, man, because when this is their game of the season, they have a chance to spoil a Group 5 bowl game. They have a chance to ruin the season for Boise State. So that motivates you.
It does, and you got them at home, but the empty. I don't think the stadium's going to be that full.
I think they're used to it.
Said they got 18 inches of snow last night. That's what John was saying when we had him on the phone earlier.
And snow's not going to be on the field if it's not snowing.
They'll brush it off for sure, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to predict games like this. We started off the season predicting blowouts all year after we beat Florida State.
Every year.
I know. We were like, they're going to win by 40.
Oh, man.
Especially after that first game when they beat them.
Yeah, but that's every year.
Tallahassee.
We do that. We think we're going to blow out everybody, and then we get disappointed when they lose one game.
It was a disappointing game, Dave. It was a disappointing game. You can't deny
I'll
it.
give BYU this. They play hard. They play everybody
Oh,
hard.
man, and and it's an intense game. It's like you're
Yeah.
battling for. It's like fighting for your life out there when you're playing against
Yeah,
BYU.
we gonna get all into it. But we
You
know.
remember that game,
Yeah, I
right? It
know.
was like one of the late hit
Yeah,
like,
we remember old boy
played the echo of the whistle.
a couple years ago, punched in
punched him in the nuts. People throwing shoes. Someone threw a shoe in a game this year, I think. Those guys don't. It
Yes,
seems
sir.
like they're mad that they have to go out and play football. They're like mad about being on the field.
Yeah, I think it goes deeper than that, but I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, well, we don't want to start anything,
No, we don't.
but we are gonna have to end this show.
Yeah, this was
So,
fun, man.
thanks again
fun.
for coming out, Dave. I appreciate you,
Thank
and
you.
we're gonna have to try to get you out here again. Obviously,
Maybe.
we're not afraid of having people on multiple times in a season. If you can do a run, if you want to come out here for the championship game or the bowl game, maybe for the national championship, we usually, well, maybe Boise State might still have a chance to be in the national championship
come on,
this year.
JT. Come on, JT.
It's a small chance.
Come on.
It's a
Jason.
small glimmer, right?
Jason Turner. Come on, man.
What? I'm a fan. First of all, I'm a fan,
Yeah.
which means I don't have to have rational opinions.
I'm a realist, and I know there's no shot that we're going to be in the national championship game.
Well, if we win the Cotton Bowl, isn't it on to the next?
No, not that one.
I thought it was. I thought there was.
No, that's the playoff. So the Cotton Bowl is that
It's
would be
outside of the
for-
playoff.
Yeah, that's not in the playoff.
See, I don't know very much about this whole playoff system. I thought that if you got into a major bowl game, you were like basically in the playoff.
Nah, they got 2 bowl games for the playoff.
Not the Cotton Bowl. Which ones are they this year? Do
I
you
don't know. We'll have to look it up.
No, we don't. We got to get off the air before I say
right.
something stupid again. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming out. Dave and Michael, John Hannigan, thanks for calling in. Jay Swilly, thanks for letting us know that
Swill.
we was cussing on the air earlier. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Brought to you by Suds Tavern.